And there's a new rule for Canadians traveling to the U.S. Caroline, all non-U.S. citizens, including Canadians, will have to submit to being photographed whenever they cross the border now.
That's right, Maya. The new requirements actually took effect today. They're part of a new regulation from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, or DHS. And it means that individuals traveling to and from the U.S. across air, land, and sea border crossings will have to be photographed when entering or leaving the country. The DHS has already been collecting biometric data from certain travelers entering the U.S. since 2004, but now there will be no age-based exemptions. Children under the age of 14, including babies, and adults over 79, and even diplomats are now included. There was previously no system in place to record this when people left the country, but the DHS says these measures are necessary to address national security concerns such as terrorist threats, identity fraud, child trafficking, or foreigners who stay in the U.S. beyond their legal authorizations. It also says collecting photos of kids now enables DHS to associate the immigration records created for children to their adult records later, which could assist in identifying associations with terrorist or other organizations later in life. Now, the rule also gives Customs and Border Protection the authority to collect other biometrics such as fingerprints, iris scans, voice prints, and even DNA, although for now, most Canadian citizens are still exempt from these requirements. DHS can also retain this personal data for up to 75 years, and some have raised concerns about how long this data would be kept, along with the risks of breaches and misuse. Here's what some people we spoke to out in Montreal this evening thought of it.
First time I heard that, I'm shocked. I mean, like, at the first time, Canada and US seems to be like as friends, and now it's weird. Privacy problems, of course.
I don't see any like negatives. If it helps our country to be protected, yeah, I agree.
Je pense que ça c'est un petit peu dangereux.
Pourquoi vous pensez ça?
Parce que quelques personnes peuvent voler comme quelque chose comme ça.
It doesn't bother me very much. It's kind of normal. Anyway, our picture and our information are taken everywhere, so one more, one less, doesn't care.
I'm not even a Canadian citizen. I'm a French citizen. I live in Canada since 5 years, so I think it will be really hard for me to go back to the US, even if it's a country that I love to go.
Now, the Canadian Civil Liberties Association also had a comment on this today. They said facial recognition is an intrusive surveillance technology that remains highly prone to error, with racialized non-white people experiencing far higher false positives and negative rates than others. The DHS is assuring that these photos will not be used for blanket surveillance, but there have been concerns also raised about the possibility of using traveler data to track journalists and political opponents. The program will be rolled out gradually and is expected to be fully operational in 3 to 5 years. Maya.
All right, thank you very much, Caroline.